My hair looks like mostly straight tonight because I found this hair mask while I was cleaning, like one of those that are in a bag, and then I didn't like rinse it out enough, so it like makes your hair more like moldable, I guess. So when I went, it just kind of like staying like straighter. This coffee is like horrible. It's the kind like refrigerated kind that I didn't really love. I made berry kind. Hello? What happened? What happened? Try again? Maybe just answer, and then the phone like it went like black. I made the blueberry one, but then I is he calling? Hold on. Hello.
Hey, Stella.
So I made the blueberry one, but since the rattlesnake situation, I like forgot about it. I didn't put it in the fridge, and so I had to have this one for night. And yes, so it is a rattlesnake. I'll show you one. I'll pull the picture. You could see at the end, it's a baby. You can see at the end the rattle like forming.
I saw it. I saw it
by the shape of the head.
On OnlyFans.
Yeah, but Ray, I think, said that he's guessing it's dead. It is dead. I didn't want to say that because I didn't know if OnlyFans would have a problem like with me, like if it was like highlighting that it's dead. Like I have to now be cautious if there's any kind of like fetish content. Like remember when I got suspended for stepping on the ants outside that were biting me?
That was dumb. Yeah, that was dumb.
So I didn't know, like, but it's also just like sharing my life. Like it's kind of a big deal to find a rattlesnake on your property because they're so scary. I mean, I know a lot of people are afraid of snakes, and just finding that out, it took me a while to fall asleep. Like when I got that text, and I was like, "Whoa, what?" And it must have drowned. I think it found its way in there, and because they can't really swim.
Well, some snakes can.
Not the rattlesnakes, I don't think.
But hey, I'm not scared of snakes. But for spiders.
Not even a rattlesnake.
But those things are poisonous.
Yeah. Have you ever seen one? A rattlesnake in person?
No,
in your
but
yard?
I did see a water moccasin. No, but I did see a water moccasin before.
What's that? Is that like poisonous?
It's another poisonous snake. Yep.
Where did you see it? In Chicago? In Illinois?
When me and my dad went up fishing, we was in Lake Bloomington. We were driving around this corner, and there was a big snake just slithering right down on the street.
So the pool guy took it. I didn't want it on the property. He disposed of it wherever. Let me pull up on my OnlyFans where I put it.
Oh yeah, and Stella, there's one thing I want to say. Remember how I told you that when I said that the Raiders games, if there's one on Thursday, Monday, or Sunday night, well, your team plays Monday night, and don't worry, I won't do what I did last Sunday.
You even bringing it up. You're obsessed with it.
I won't do what I did a couple Sundays ago. Not because I don't want to have two people get on my last nerves, but because there was one.
Do you see the rattle forming at the end? It's just a baby, but it's there.
They don't do that because of the. I know, Stella. I saw it on your own.
I know, but I feel like if some people haven't seen it yet, I don't know if it's not clear, but don't bite my dogs. Don't bite my feet. Oh my god.
Yeah, well, but like I was just saying, the person who told me not to do that again, it wasn't the management.
Mm-hmm.
It was you. And I said,
yeah.
And I said, okay, because
thank you.
Because basically the person who actually supposed to be, who actually owns this live stream and makes the rules as well, I'm looking at the video. That's you.
I own this. Yeah, for how long until it's deleted? I don't know why I'm still here. I feel we're here.
You know why you still?
I guess I'll
you know why
die another day.
you know why you're still here? Because you're following the rules.
I don't know what this is. Do you want to play a game? It's a new one. It's called Poetry for Neanderthals. I haven't even opened it yet, but.
Oh yes.
Do you know what a Neanderthal is?
I've heard of it, but I never got the meaning of it.
I think it's like a person that's like a really ugly person that looks ugly. It's like poetry for ugly people that don't know, like, they're not as smart. What is this? I probably should look at this.
I know you ain't
Hey,
gonna
don't
like
read
this.
the rules. That's what it says.
Well, I know you ain't gonna like this, Stella, but last Wednesday I started watching season 3 of Chucky.
Oh yeah, how was it? I haven't even seen season 1.
Good.
Okay, it says, hey, don't read these rules. Reading is the worst way to learn how to play a game. Instead, go online and watch our instructional video, Poetry 4 with the number 4, Neanderthals.com/how. Alright. Unbelievable. Why would you include instructions? And then you gotta go watch videos. Let's see what they say.
But there are some games that are like that.
I always change the rules so that we could do it. Oh, this what kind of what kind of complexity? I'm just gonna make it simple. Okay.
Okay, I see it.
As a poet, you'd love to recite thoughtful prose like the mighty woolly mammoth makes a mockery of my tiny hairless body. But as a Neanderthal, you're only capable of saying the most strong big thing with trunk and much hair make fun of my too small bald bones and skin. What? The trouble for you is that as a Neanderthal, you don't know any words that are more than one syllable. What? Okay.
That's some weird rules.
Okay.
Oh yeah, by the way, I love the pantyhose.
These are just black ones from Hanes. Okay. So
But they're beautiful.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. Practice, you say this thing pick up dirt I use to make floor nice. Vacuum, that's a vacuum cleaner. So your teammates would shout out vacuum. If they said broom, I would say, no, this thing scared my dog. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to have to talk like a Neanderthal, and you're going to guess what the hell I'm talking about. You have to pretend that I look like this. Even though I hope I don't look like this. In my mind, some days this is what I look like. Okay.
What?
I'll have to open the cards first. Stop rushing me. So Chucky, does he have like other doll friends? He has the bride, the what's her name? Jennifer Tilly. Is she on it?
Oh yes, but she's not gonna be on that. But she's not gonna be on. She's not gonna be in a couple episodes. She's gonna be in the later episodes. I don't know how many episodes she's gonna be on.
I rip my fingernail off, like I pick at my fingernails, and I'm like, stressed, and so it's actually been really hard this last couple days because I haven't had like my thumb. I went to open like a Benadryl and I couldn't poke through. Okay. Oh, this is okay. So how do I have to describe with? Wait, what is this?
Oh yeah, before you start on the game, there's one more thing. I won't be on date night again tomorrow night because of Fastlane.
What's that?
WWE.
Okay. Wait, why is there two? No stick. Okay. You can only speak using words with one syllable. You can say any word on your card after a guesser has said that word. You can't say any word, part of any word, or any form of a word that is on the poetry card unless someone on your team has already said it out loud. You can't use gestures, charades. You can't use sounds like or rhymes with. You can't use initials, abbreviations. You can't use other languages. We're sure there are more than one we just didn't think of, but just as a reminder, if it feels like cheating, it's cheating. The no stick. When it's the other team's turn, grab the... Is there a no stick here? Or do you just have one? Okay.
What the fuck kind of rules are these?
I'm supposed to beat you senseless with a stick. If you upset me. I mean, it's...
What?
So these cards here, they're just like a single word. But, and these I think are the poems. I don't know if it like gets to that, but there's like less poems. So I'm going to do like, well, there's like here's one. Pool, and then pool noodle. And then I guess the back says tutor and math tutor. So I don't know if I'm supposed to do both or start with the first one and do this the second, but okay. Let's do another one. Okay. This is hard. The first thing that came to my mind is more than one syllable. Okay.
Hard. When you read those rules, it was hard and confusing. I never heard of rules like that in the game before in my life.
Embrace it. Okay.
I will.
Okay. I just got to start. Okay. So face I want to say that's 2 syllables. Breathe. Smells. This is really hard.
Breathe. Okay.
2 holes. Pale, thank you. I didn't even see you. Okay. Yes. So nose, and then the second one is where we add another word. It's like work. Like blow. Wait, no, I can't. I can't use synonym. I'm sorry. Wait, what is that? It feels like cheating. Nose job. That was a practice.
Okay, you said something.
Okay. Man. You know what? Okay. So I'm gonna hold one up to you and not look at it. Like whatever is under here, okay? And I'm not look. No, I'm saying this to the chat too. So don't say what it is and write the words that you would use like a Neanderthal, 1 syllable, because you can't gesture either. And I'll show you how hard it is. I don't even know what this one's gonna be, obviously, but okay. Okay, ready?
Ready.
Can you see it? My eyes are closed.
All right.
Can you see it? Because I have my eyes closed.
Not yet.
You can't? Is that... I don't want to open my eyes.
Punch.
What?
Punch.
Oh.
Punch.
Hold on. I opened my eyes. I didn't know if you were saying... All right. I'm going to do the next one. So I'm going to get it here. And then I'm just going to close my eyes and move the card. That seems easier, okay? So the next one, okay, do that. Do you see my nail? That hurts so bad. Okay. Ready? Okay. Do you see it?
Yeah.
Everyone got it? 3, 2.
Oh,
Okay.
housewife.
I feel like that's multiple words. No, wait. It's okay. Hold on. Real house. Real housewife, right? House, but it can't be wife because you would have said it. House.
I said housewife.
Winner. What? Prize. Oh, trophy. Winner. Right? Trophy wife? No, because you said housewife.
That was the answer. Was trophy wife?
Was it? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
But you can't say housewife because you're not allowed to say a word. Okay, I'll try it one more time. Are you ready?
Yeah, because this is getting confusing.
Then you don't say anything.
All right.
Okay. You bunch of Neanderthals. Okay. What are you going to do if I give you the poem? So if you could say a whole poem. Okay. You got it?
Yeah.
Surf. Ocean. Beach. Surfboard. Water. Swim.
Nope.
Wash. Board. Wash.
Shark.
Shark. Fin. Teeth. Destroy. Catch. Wave.
It's a wave.
I am a genius. Okay. But you see how hard it is?
That's why I said water, shark. Because sharks can also play around in tidal waves, in waves.
Do you have a song?
Now I get it.
Do you have a song that's has to do with sharks tonight?
If I was to like make up words for that Jaws thing, then yeah, but I don't know what words. I don't know what word I could put with Jaws.
If I was a Neanderthal, would you still like be hot for me? If I look like this.
So, no matter what you are, no matter what you be, let me just tell you something. You're still gonna be beautiful no matter what.
I told John yesterday, and he was like getting on the plane before the plane. I said, "Get extra peanuts," and he said, "I don't have peanuts anymore on the plane." And I said, "Do they still have the catalogs? Buy some sex toys for us." So I don't know if they still have those, but didn't they used to have those like Sky Mail, kind of like with like interesting stuff? Maybe they have like a website now, but.
What do you mean?
Please don't spam the chat. What's going on in the chat? I'm going to pull up the chat.
I know what you're talking about.
Haven't you ever been on an airplane?
Yes, I have. 3 times.
3 times. Okay.
Yeah, I went to
Baby Shark.
so I went to Houston one time. Flew from Houston. I flew to San Diego and Vegas. That was in 1999, and then in 2000 something, I went to Washington D.C.
You know that Terry's going to Spain next week?
Yeah, he told me.
I told him to wear like one of those bathing suits with the thong, like Borat, and he's like, "How do you know I don't have one?"
Then that means he does have one.
Yeah, a male thong. They got like a Speedo with like
Yeah, I know.
Suspenders.
I know what it is. I've seen the movie Borat.
Yeah. What's this? A game of cat and mouth. Taco
See,
cat.
you
Oh,
know,
these are all different
see,
games.
I'm gonna tell you this. One time on Halloween, someone dressed up as Borat and wore that.
Don't you think that's racist, though? It's racist to wear mustaches of another culture if that's not your culture.
Where did you hear that at?
Well, I just made it up, but it sounds real. It sounds like a real thing.
No, I was just blowing on my nose.
Did you see? I saw like yesterday or last night. Like there was a video. I couldn't watch the part where he got stabbed, but a guy, like in New York, got stabbed like at a bus stop.
Oh yeah, I read about that.
His girlfriend is right there, and I'm like, why didn't she shoot the guy? Why didn't she shoot? Like he's after your man.
She don't have a gun. But the question I have is, why the hell did this scumbag even mess with him?
Like in the video, the guy, he thinks that he's Chuck Norris. Like he's gonna go, aw, like not everybody can be Chuck Norris. There's only one, you know. Even you, like, you don't pull out your kung fu skills at 4:00 in the morning in a knife fight. The girlfriend should have not been that.
Because
double tap.
Yeah, I heard about that. Because that was so fucked up. 16 years old messing with a couple who just sitting down at a bus stop.
What I want to know is, why do you men have so many knives nowadays? What do you need knives for? Like, I feel like you don't see as many ladies walking around stabbing people. What's wrong with you guys? You stopped be doing Cub Scout things.
You don't think you've got women carry knives?
I feel like you see a lot more men stabbing.
Oh, believe me, they do.
I feel like it's like the hot new thing. I bet it's video games. There's probably stabbing games galore.
Believe me, women carry knives. If you ever saw this...
A sword?
No. If you ever saw this TV show, it doesn't show it anymore on Investigation Discovery. There was this TV show called Wives with Knives.
Yeah, how many wives were there with knives? Now they're cooking vegetables. That's not the same thing.
No. They were stabbing their husbands or boyfriends. Some of them were there, some of them survived.
Okay, but this guy, do you know why he stabbed him? I think they said because he was looking at him. And you guys know, like, I hate being stared at, like, in public, being looked at. But I would not stab someone, be like, you're looking at me funny, stab. And that's all it took, I think. And also, maybe he tripped on the bench. I didn't see that.
And also, Stella,
in the chest.
He's a 16-year-old juvenile idiot. So basically, Stella, maybe that could have been it, or maybe here's my theory. He stabbed him because he wanted to.
Kids these days play too many video games.
No,
back in my day, 16-year-olds, they weren't out stabbing. They were playing Pokemon cards.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Go playing the Pokemon Go.
Still, people kill people just for the hell of it, and but that's what he did.
I feel like crime is going up, guys, and I'll tell you why. Because
you don't gotta tell me why. I know the reason why. Because people are crazy.
Pokemon leads to knife play. What?
Look where I'm living. Stella, look where I'm living. I'm living here in Shreveport, Louisiana, where there is violence every day.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Why? Income inequalities.
So Stella, you ain't gotta tell me why crime's coming up, because I know why. I know why. And also, I just lost a cousin years ago due to violence in Houston, Texas.
Yeah, he was shot, right?
Drive-by shooting style shot, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I saw something that was like an article or like an essay of like how lower class is considered to be like your closeness to physical harm. So like whereas a job like maybe like a mechanic or what like a job that could be more dangerous, like construction worker would be considered lower class where a teacher wouldn't. I think unless a teacher's like working in a school that she could get or he could get um exposed to violence, physical harm, then maybe then you would be considered lower class. But it's like that's how I feel. Like if I got a job, I could only get a job that's would put me in physical harm. That's just the way of
Well,
life, getting like burns and scars and being like in bad areas and like. But then,
still,
I mean, anyone is probably in some harm, right? But some danger.
still, violence can happen anywhere. At a job, in the streets, even at a sporting event. Because let me tell you this, I think it was week 1 or week 2 when the Steelers were playing at home, and somebody and some Steelers fan got into an altercation with another Steelers fan, and that guy who got into that altercation with the same Steelers fan who got beat up a day later, he died.
I mean, domestic violence, it's like, yeah, it's not that poor people have a monopoly on crime, not even close. But you can afford a lot more protection when you can afford more security. Like, there's a reason for the saying gated community, like guarded properties, fenced in, like, you know what I mean? Like, and then when you're like just in a building that's not really secured, just an apartment building, it's not like, and then it's like, well, what is the area like? And usually when people say that, it means like a less safe area. Sometimes it means like low income, but I mean, yeah, because like I remember like I grew up in a lot of places that weren't safe, and it was always like low income. But I think sometimes it's like when you get out of jail, like my uncle, when he got out of jail, um, he had to live upstairs, like from like his friend, like in his attic or something. Like he didn't have, you couldn't just like rent, you couldn't get like a job as easy. Sometimes you're kind of like, stuck, like you're exposed to things like a cycle, like you can't get out, I guess. Um, but
Yeah.
I mean, I know what you're saying. Yeah, you can be at a game. Anytime you're dealing with other people, like I guess there's always a threat. Like my dream in life, I always wanted to be a Walmart greeter, but now I'm thinking that might not be safe because a lot of Walmart greeters they don't get to hire like a security team or a bodyguard, and they don't pay enough to afford that anyway. But I feel like I wouldn't be safe doing that. Technically, bullets do what?
Let me tell you something, Stella. He did. He's anywhere. Hell, Stella.
I was followed home and I was homeless. That's scary as hell. People will talk to you. People will just stop and park their car at like a bus stop and just watch you. People will sit right next to you on the bus, even if there's like every other seats. I had someone put a camera up my skirt to take a picture at a bus stop, and at first, like I didn't know, but another lady told me that that's what he was doing. Yeah, and that was in Florida, and but back then I wore underwear. But that's done. You ever see people say like that work in like retails and stuff, like they don't like working with the public. They don't like because people can be mean, because people can treat them bad, and they can be scared, and it can be you can feel, it can be scary. But I mean, I don't know. People go out though, like every night, right? Like Pale, you do bartending. People are still out and about, but I am scared to God. I don't go anywhere. Where do I go past 4 p.m.? Right here.
That's That's just basically it. People can just target anybody and just act like I'm gonna say it. They can act like Karen.
But don't you think since you're a man, you feel safer because you have like all the features of a man, the feet, the head, the penis.
Yeah, I feel safer even though I'm staying in my own house,
Yeah.
not going out much. Because you think that a man like me, or should I say a black man like me, is safe out there? No. You just think about it. You can tell it can't be just violence against somebody else. Think about, and the cops are still doing it. They're like still harassing black people and other ones and other people of different race.
Yeah.
That scares me.
Yeah, because it's like, who can you trust?
But I do trust a lot of certain police here because these are the police. They help me when. Oh, let me just tell you, the police and I know these are police officers because they helped me a lot after what happened between me and you in 2019, and they came to see me. And I because Stella, I was 1 second close of going to jail after O'Brien called the cops on me. 1 second. Until my mother convinced him to take me to LSU to get help. And if I didn't go back the second time, who knows what would happen. And after that day, Stella, I turned my life around. It took me years and years until finally you forgave me. You forgave me.
Well, here's the thing about prison.
And it wasn't just you that forgave me. The good Lord also told you.
Amen. I feel the Spirit of the Lord. I feel the Spirit. Praise Jesus. Praise Jesus.
The Lord told you to forgive me.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord told you.
Sing it.
Told you to forgive me.
Yes.
And the anniversary of that year comes up, Stella.
Mm-hmm.
When the anniversary of that year comes up, the 4th year anniversary of that year comes up, I always say to God, thank you. Thank you for letting this beautiful girl who's been on this life being ever since 2004. I don't remember found the biggest heart in her life to forgive a man like me who had this crazy stuff just splurted out on her, didn't mean nothing but by it. And did I wait? Yes. Did she forgive me? Yes. Does she love me for it? Yes. Do I love her for it? Yes. Well, and will we be friends till the day we die? Damn might be real. Hell yes.
Hell yeah.
Now let's get this damn prayer started. Lord, this has been a good week.
Mm.
Yeah, I did not have no drama. She did not have no.
But I did almost light the house on fire.
I did not.
And I took that horrible pill that I thought gave me an afibrillation. And I found a rattlesnake outside. But other than that.
Thank you, God. But this is another prayer, and this one is for Terry. Terry, if you can hear me, my friend, I want you to listen. You're going to Spain. You're going on vacation in a couple of days. I want you to stay safe. I want you to be careful. I want you to have the best fun of your life, and you come home safely, and you tell us every great thing that happened on that vacation. You have fun, and I will see you when you get back, my friend. Have the greatest fun ever. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Terry told me he likes
Hang on.
going to foreign countries and sticking his ball sack in the light socket. I don't know why. I'm like electrocuting with the. He's going to be a bullfighter, fighting the bulls.
Now, you ready for the song?
Uh-huh.
It's the first of two. Now,
it's October.
I'm gonna wait for another week and a half. I'll sing Thriller in a couple weeks. Right now, I got this on because this is off of one of the greatest soundtracks and movies ever, and it's off of the sequel. Now, Stella, I think that is, and I think that the live stream and the reading and the date night, you're thinking of me of WTT. You know what that stands for?
No.
Welcome to the party.
Welcome to the party.
We gonna fight. We gonna do the party. Sick of spin the party hot. Alright. We gonna fight. While to the party hot. Hey. When it's on. Welcome to the party. Welcome to the party. Welcome to the party. Welcome to the party. Get them up, guys. Get them up, guys. Get them up, guys. We make it hot, yeah. Ride to my side, do it time, do the cattle, do it, ride to my high, do it time, do it party, do it time, on the cloudy, time, on the party. I need that time on the 7. Put on the last round on the 7. We always riding. We riding. Pull up with the kids. Riding. Yeah, wait, they do it. They got to see. Hey, on that. Music, what did you dance with the dance and do? Let him do. Turn down like a rock. It's on. To the party. What you doing? What's in the party? And just when they do it, somebody. Money like Shaq. Welcome to the party. Welcome to the party. Welcome to the party. It's from the movie Deadpool 2. Welcome to the party. Diplo featuring French Montana and Little Pump featuring Sylvia Ward.
Have you seen Deadpool 2?
Hell yes.
What scene is it in? What scene is it in? I've never seen it. Is he killing people? Yeah.
Yes. The bad people.
The bad people.
That was his. That was the sequel. Deadpool 1 was also good too.
I haven't seen any of the Deadpools, but I saw Loki last night. It was so good. It was so funny.
You'll love them.
I wonder if they have it on Disney Plus. Maybe.
I don't think Disney Plus, but like Paramount Plus, yeah. Okay.
Paramount Plus.
No. Now this one here is a classic '90s one. It's a classic sporting '90s one.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one here, this stupid ad was scram.
Do you know who Dick Butkus is?
Yes, I do. I read about him. I heard about it.
He died.
Yeah. I mentioned that last night on the reading. He died in his sleep at the age of 80. Now let me talk about it. He was a machine linebacker. That was the good news. The bad news is he never went to not one postseason. The years he was with the Bears had a losing season. He did.
You need a whole team of winners to be winners. You're only as strong as your weakest butt kiss.
Well, Dick was strong.
He was a big, strong
And
dick.
And he was a good actor, too. Now, here's the second song. Now, when I said that this is a sporting one, oh, yeah. Because...
That was sport. By sport, do you mean underwater hockey?
No, but let me just say, I always think about what would it be like to see you do this.
Do what?
Stella, me and you, I want to just know, me and you, do you want to get funky?
What does that entail? I'm already funky.
1, 2,
100% funky.
1, 2, ready, go, 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 go.
What sport is this?
Party time. Come on. Fuck wide in. Go, go. Ladies, let your body flow. 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 Do you wanna get funky? Do you wanna get funky with me? Do you wanna get funky? Do you wanna get funky with me? Do you wanna get funky? Do you wanna get funky with me? Do you wanna get funky? Do you wanna get funky with me? Everybody, get on down. We just see this blues into the funkiest room.
I'm imagining him singing this in public. Like in a McDonald's or something. Everybody's like, what?
Check it out, check this out. I got some power to be a fuck in the hour.
What's wrong with this girl?
I need a shower. And it's super nasty black, cause I'm the super Superman. Physical. Here we go. Drink it up. Ow.
Wait, please. Give me a frosting.
Well, all right.
The hell he's having. I'm feeling funky. Wow.
Wow.
That is like, do you know the song Funky Town? You reminded me of that.
Oh yeah, it was something like that.
That was even funkier than Funky Town.
The name of the group is CNC Music Factory. Do you want to get funky?
I feel so funky right now. Do you?
Oh yeah.
You know what, Arthur? This was a fantastic call. You're cheerful, joyous spirits. I hope you have a great time tomorrow.
I will.
I hope I see you back on Sunday. We'll be reading
I
about
will.
Grimes. Maybe you can sing a Grimes song next week.
Oh, I will.
Okay. You have to learn it then.
And also one more thing. Raider Nation.
Woo!
You gotta wait till Monday night though.
All right. I love you.
Yeah, love you too.
Larry wanted to call. You could give him the number. Because the way I like to do it, you put the number in the chat, and then you can put it in your phone, and then you usually delete the number so people don't call me like in the middle of the night. Sing the futuristic Chinese restaurant one by Grimes. Is that the name of it? I mean, I don't know. I don't know all of her songs. Hello.
Hey, Princess.
Hi, Prince. What am I hearing in the background? I'm hearing beautiful music.
Oh, it's on well. It's on instrumental stuff.
Are you feeling funky?
Yeah, I'm feeling a little funky.
Do you know that Jerry plays music like sexy music playlists sometimes during date night in the background? I think you guys would like. I think Paley, you would like it. You should share your the music. It goes with it.
I mean, it's like hip hop with 75 years.
I was thinking. Now, I might be wrong, so I want to get you and you guys' opinion, okay? But Arthur reminded me when he was talking about prison. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So, like, what's your favorite kind of cookie?
Chocolate chip.
Okay. But like a good kind. Like, do you like Miss Fields or like a fresh bake? Like, imagine like a really good chocolate chip cookie, okay?
Let's see. What comes to mind is any kind, but I'm probably what chose like.
Just vision it in your mind, right? Does it matter though the surrounding where you're having? Because I was thinking about this. Was it like last week or the other day? Like certain jobs, you can get like free food, and one of them was like being like sometimes being a lawyer or being like I just have this thing where I think most lawyers are like miserable, but still like in like firms I've heard like you have like gyms in there. You can get your hair cut, pedicure, like so you could like stay there and like work and everything. But I was thinking the experience of having, even if they paid for your food to eat there, it's not the same. Like, and I was thinking it's like if you have a cookie you really like, but you're in prison while you're eating, it's different than like sitting down on your couch after work or like hanging out, like you know what I mean? I think that having it can make the experience more enjoyable. Don't get me wrong. Like I used to treat myself to things like when I knew it was going to be like somewhere, do something like I didn't want to have to do, like get like a little iced coffee or something to do it. But I think that overall it's still like I'd rather be somewhere else than having to be a lawyer just to get a free food. Like I just don't think it's worth it. Twitter stuff, for example.
Thank you. So you'd rather be out of prison?
Out of what? Oh, no, I'm saying like you can get the best food imaginable, but if you're in prison, it's still not going to taste as good. It's not going to be as enjoyable. Like it changes the experience of what you're having. Like, but then I don't know. Like some people could be different. Like they would enjoy it just as much, like no matter where they are. But like if you're in a restaurant, but you're having like a horrible experience, like is the food like just as good as if like the experience was better? Like if there's a kid with like a dirty diaper screaming in your ear from the other table and throwing carrots at you and saying like, my dad can kick your ass, but the steak is like really good, and be like, yeah, I would rate this like just as good. I feel like for me, no. Like when you think about perks like of a job, it's not enough for me to be miserable just to have food service.
Yeah, like
I love to make cookies.
Like they like throw little parties. Are you thinking about it? Thinking about what did you look at? Go home.
I mean, if you have to be like in that place anyway, it's going to be better to have food, or you know, it's going to be better like, to have better food still, even still. But I'm saying the choice between being in that place or not, like who would choose to be in prison for the cookies? Like, that doesn't make sense. I don't care how good the cookies are. You know what I mean? I'd rather be like.
I mean, first prison, so from what I saw on TV, I don't think they count on. I don't think that make the count on it good. I guess they wanted to just make it a bad experience for the prisoner. I think twice about coming back, about doing something that will make them go back.
How was work this week for you? I know you worked today.
I mean, it was worse. No, it wasn't too bad. Today wasn't too bad.
I remembered that I was going to tell you this week about when I was talking about that juice not worth the squeeze guy. I'm going to have to read this from that. So this lady, I used to watch her like years ago when I stopped working at Jack in the Box and I tried to pay my bills through like reselling things from the thrift and stuff because I was so miserable in the Jack in the Box. And so she was reselling things from like in her basement from like the dollar store. So she'd be like, there were like these like soft candy like peanuts, but they're like marshmallows, and she'd be like, "Oh, you could resell these if you have it." But I didn't have like the same dollar stores, but that's an example. It was like small potato stuff. So she gets the idea during like COVID, during like maybe 2021, like she's gonna open a retail store saying like selling things in bins. Like I've never had one. I've never seen one like in my city, but I guess she would buy pallets, put them in bins like on these tables. But I didn't trust her. Like so much was like she would like lie so much. So anyway, she like disappeared. It came back, and I saw like her video stuff from like a month ago, and she says, "Oh my god, she's so miserable. She's like completely changed like her personality." It turns out like the rate she thought she was getting, they came in and said like, "Oh, it's actually like more than that, and you owe us like a lot more money now." And they're like not making, like she said that she sold like $1.5 million of stuff, but she doesn't have any money. More competitors opened up. The customers aren't coming back. It's like everything bad that could happen. Like she's worked every day in this place, or not every day, but she's like worked all the days she has in this place. And I'm just like saying, like, let it be like a lesson of like sometimes what you think you want and then what it's actually like is so different. She's like, I just want to go back to being in my basement, selling things from home and being like, she had like this huge, so I think sometimes like you have this idea of what like a job would be like or what it's like to be a business owner, to be like an entrepreneur. You can look it all up. It's Lindy Glenn is her name. And a lot of people at first would look like, oh, I want to be like you and have like a store. It's like you have so much overhead.
You said her name was Lindy?
Lindy, hold on. Where did she disappear? She didn't disappear. Like she just wouldn't post. I'm fine. You work more when you start. Well, not just that, but like, show you something.
I'm sorry, when you said her name, I don't know, the sound kind of shifted or something.
They set me up to basically squeeze me and then kick me out and sue me.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Etsy has wow-worthy gifts for all budgets. Etsy has gifts. Shop now. Get 50% off all Domino's online pizza orders at menu price this week only, which includes right now $1,800 because I was
$1,800 behind.
It's hard because it's not playing as loud.
And that made 0 sense to me because
But that's the channel.
I had always made all of my payments on time. And so the next day I went down. I asked to talk to the accountant.
I feel like anytime that you're gonna like open a new business, you should work in that business first. Like when I work in this store in Florida, this couple, like they opened this purse store, right? But they've never even worked in a purse store. And I remember one time this guy, like, so his wife was going to be like the buyer, but she's never worked in a store like that. She was just going by her own personal flair of what she liked, what she thought. Like she even come to find out, like the stuff she was buying, supposedly wholesale, was not even the wholesale price. You could buy it wholesale off eBay at the time, but she was paying like more than what you could buy it for online. Like, so anyway, but this guy came in and he's like, you need to have more black purses. Ladies are going to want to buy black. Which is like, well, like, it was kind of like trying to say, like, this is what it will, like, sell most people want a black option. And it's like, he doesn't know what he's talking about. You know, my wife is going to, and the business completely failed. But it's like, if you'd have just had some experience working for someone else, like working in a store like that first, you would have learned so much. And so many costly mistakes you wouldn't have even made. But you have to be like too good for it, you know? I feel like for her, she would have been better off working in someone else's, like bin store or something, to learn from that, you know?
Yeah.
But I just think that's the thing, like, a lot of people have money but no sense. Like, and then you can even figure if you'd even want to work in a place like that, not even if you could be successful, whatever that means in whatever business, if you'd even like that kind of a life. You need some know-how. Well, you look at like Elon, and look at like a lot of people, even they can start businesses, but if they don't have the money to keep it going through initial like hard times, like you even seen with some of Elon's businesses, like when things get into crisis, he's needed to like, oh, well, I called my friend from Google to contribute like $10 million or something. But really, it shows like when it's close, you really need the help. What about the people that don't have a friend at Google with millions, you know, or the, you know, friend from PayPal to give it? They go under because everyone's gonna have like hard times, and you have to kind of prepare for that. Like if you don't have the money, you have it like be like leverage so high. It's unfortunate, but like things are so like kind of unfair with businesses. Anyway, have you ever thought of starting your own business or going in your own business?
Something like that. My father, he does painting.
A painting?
Yeah, we did a mural, but is it a mural? We did a painting on the side of a barber ball of a mermaid.
A mermaid?
Yeah, that was like a couple of years ago. I think
Yeah, I feel like anytime you can work in someone else's is like such valuable knowledge. I think it's one of the reasons a lot of people will have like a non-compete clause, or
they be made like 900.
Mm.
Well, we had to split. And somebody came up, asked if I could draw like you heard of Fat Boy?
Fat Boy? No.
Yeah, they come. It's like
like the ice cream sandwiches.
no, that it's a okay, it's like a poster pic, but it's like a cutout picture of a figure
Okay.
that you take to the wall.
You can make those?
He wanted me to draw a cowboy for his son.
Hmm. That reminds me of Daryl. Daryl once did this painting for someone and never got paid.
I never got around to it, so
Yeah.
I told him to hold on for a second. I was gonna give him a card, but I think he took off. I think he was. Oh no, I think it was by the light or something. Cause he drove up. I think he was at the light. I think he had to take off.
Yeah, I think the real problem with business is the risk factor and how much you're investing is it's a lot of hope. So I think I read before like most restaurants will fail. But yet people have like they have to hope. Like a lot of people have a dream of opening a restaurant. But it's gotta be so hard. It's gotta be like I imagine you'd have to have like a partner because you couldn't do everything. The cooking, the serving, the books, I mean, haven't you ever seen Bar Rescue? They can turn it off.
Yeah, I've seen Bar.
But you know, most of them do fail, and it's sad. But I feel like, but then I feel sad for people that have to work for someone else if they're like mean to them. You know, I think that's why a lot of people want their own business because like they think that they won't have to be like abused so much anymore. That's what I think because I was thinking like about myself because I have like, you know, I have like disabilities like with my mental illnesses and stuff and my anxiety, my shaking, my OCD. So I feel like I'm very, very vulnerable, very easy for me to get mistreated in situations by people. Like, you know, when people just like have that radar for the ones that's like easier to like hurt, that's like me in the situations. Like when I worked at Macy's, didn't have any friends. Like I got treated so bad, like actual like cruelty by the other girls that were like I was selling perfume and the other girls that were like it was kind of competitive and if like I didn't speak Spanish, so for those people if a person would come to me but they were like trying to speak more English, a girl might come in to take them like from me because they could speak Spanish better, like, oh, I'll take this. But then it looks like I'm doing bad, like I'm doing poorly, like I haven't sold any perfumes, even though I am. I'm like, why don't you just go like clean over there? And I feel like I don't really have any experience of really like defending myself a lot in those situations, like how to do that without coming off like like I don't really know. Like I think every time I've had a job, I've needed the job so much that maybe I didn't feel like I could even try to like defending myself or something. And so I think it's part of my disability. Like I think for myself, it's like especially if you can be mistreated, I will be. So I really can relate to like not wanting to like work for somebody else or be subject to those things. But at the same time, I don't know, like, well, I don't know if anyone has like 100% a mind of business. You know, like even Elon, he's got a mind of engineering and creative, but like of everything, a mind for managing Twitter and the SpaceX, like, you know, you need other types of thinkers. So for myself, I like to create art and, but I'm not very good, like, I don't feel like mathematically or like planning, like in terms of like keeping track, like, you know, I feel like in business, like there's so many like dates and deadlines and things. And like, it's like, especially in like manufacturing that has to meet. It's like, cause like I feel like in a way, like I work every day, and I, like, so I am like reliable in the way that I can be, but for some reason I feel like there are people better suited if it was like, how like celebrities would have like makeup brands and stuff. Like if I would do that, the person that would run like more of the business side, it wouldn't be me. Like I would need someone else to help with that because I think I'd like more like, oh, here's how I would do like the ad campaign, or here's like the product I think people would like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a CEO hires great people for different posts. That's their talent.
We were talking about something like this before. I had like a
Military kid.
I had like a dream that me and you was in business.
Oh yeah.
Selling like
Terry, that sounds like a mafia front.
like a thrift store.
Yeah. Oh.
And I was like working I was like adjusting a camera or something. And it was like a quick dream or something like that.
I can't give my number on OnlyFans. That's the thing. You guys, give Larry the number. He can put it in his phone. Sorry. Just somebody give it in the chat for Larry. We can take it down. But on OnlyFans, I can't. I can't give my address. Yeah, we're right there.
I mean, it was like a simple dream. You went down with a customer, and I was like, fixing like a old camcorder or something.
Yeah, it's like I guess you try to think what you like and how that can mix with business. Like you like to mix your art and you like your drawing, but I don't even think that like how do I say it? Like okay. I was gonna say, I like pantyhose, but would that coincide with like selling like my own line or something? And I was thinking like, well, like what about people and like their different sizes? But I think that I could do that. I think I would really like that. And yeah, I think I probably could do that, but it would still be a different thing. But I think, hell, if Kim Kardashian thinks she can sell pantyhose when all she sells is fakeness, but I don't think everything mixes exactly how, like, I don't know, like if you like guitars, right? Like, would it be the same thing, like selling guitars as like playing your guitars, or because you're dealing more with customers, you're dealing more with how you store something, or I don't really know anything about guitars, so I'm just saying, like, I think you want to have like a mix. You want to think, okay, what do I like? I like guitars. But
yeah, like Quebec. I get shots from Quebec though.
That's why we need to start a cult, because it's like, what do I like? Hanging out with Stella, reading her pantyhose. Like, what can we do with this? Cults. One of you grows the vegetables. Make it work.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. Hated. That's guitar. You like guitar?
Yeah.
Or like if you're selling, you're selling like stuff that you like, but the way the business goes is it's not what you like, but the consumer would like.
There's this blog called Temptalia, and she's been around for a while. Temptalia LLC. Let's see. Where's that? Okay. And she was like OG, like one of the like beauty blog. I'm just pulled up her site here. There'll be a picture of her. Like, yeah, because she always would do her own. Like, and actually, if you would look up like a product usually. Like if I would want to see how like a certain lipstick color or something. And very often it's going to bring me to Temptalia, and she's trying it on and she's saying like how it wears and let's see, things like that. But she has been doing it, like I said, for years. So a few months ago, I think it was a few months now, she came on and said, you know what? I can probably find it because it's okay. Let's see. Okay. Temptalia, stepping back after 17 years. An open letter to old friends and a new chapter. There have been times when all of you have kept me going. Let's see. I did not know where I would be without Temptalia. It gave me a job that I never imagined but found deeply fulfilling for almost 13 years. When not enough people get the opportunity to love the job that they do, it is what has made so many achievements in my life possible. I'm so proud of what I've done on Temptalia and how it has shaped the person I am today. I'm a better person because of all of you, forever thankful. Okay. It is time for me to confess that for the last 4 years, I have struggled mentally. And this year is really the first where I've started to feel closer to normal. I lost a lot of my passion for Temptalia in late 2019. When your entire life revolves around one thing that you love and you no longer love it, that really does a number on your mental health. It took me a while to even realize that falling out of love with Temptalia and not having another outlet that really brought me joy was the source of destruction of my mental state. I worked 80 plus hours a week on Temptalia without fail, but it often did not feel like work. I felt like I had a dream job. I loved what I did, felt fulfilled by it, while it all supported my family. I've always been someone who tends to have only a few interests, and I'm still that way. 0 out of 10 do not recommend, despite trying to discover or cultivate other interests. The reality is that those 80 plus hours a week that used to bring me joy started to bring me misery because I didn't enjoy it anymore. And it worsened as I pushed through and did everything I always did, just without the joy. For a while, the feeling that I would let readers down by taking a step back sustained me and kept me going enough to get it all done. And I felt like the love would be rekindled eventually. So I'd push through. It's not like every single day for the last 17 years was the best day ever. But even during times where I had more on my plate between the blog and personal life, I could get through tough weeks or months. By early 2020, I spent most days on the verge of a nervous breakdown. I felt like I was ready to burst into tears all of the time, and I wasn't managing my emotions well. There were other things going on in my personal life too that contributed to heightened level of anxiety, and they were things that I needed to get through but couldn't really change or offset. It was at this point that I started recognizing that I couldn't live with that much anxiety, and I did reach out and start taking anti-anxiety medication, which was a massive help to manage that anxiety and get through the rest of the year. It gave me clarity just how far I had let my mental health get away from me. Then Magellan passed away, which has been the most devastating thing that has ever happened to me, which does make me pretty fortunate, all things considered. I wonder if that was like her dog. It was my first real intimate loss and experience with grief. I actually felt like I had so much closure that I was sad about his passing, but I had no regrets. Melon was just such a huge part of our lives that his lack of presence was still something that took a long time to process and work through. Do you know how inconvenient it is to be someone who tests eye makeup but tears up 10 times during the day? So she says, like, when he entered our lives as a puppy, brought her joy again. This is her hobby that she poured energy to training him. And I think that she says that in early 2022, she begged her husband to let her foster puppies for a local rescue. And let's see, she started volunteering on site at the rescue for the next several months and go almost every morning for an hour or two. And her heart felt lighter and her mood was higher. She realized how much she was missing these last couple of years. Between having limited mobility in my left hand and my right hand was already in a state of chronic pain from overuse. Yeah, because the makeup, all this makeup, right? And realizing what fulfillment felt like again, I decided to make some changes on Temptalia that would help minimize the stress on my hands, as well as reduce some of the time spent on getting things done on the blog. So yeah, I think she talks about like the pain a little bit more. Oh, here we go. It was also in this period of time that I recognized that I had been in some stage of burnout just in general for years. And so I knew that I had to allow myself to make bigger changes, even if it would upset some readers, in an effort to try to move forward without breaking myself down in the process. Those changes have helped tremendously, as I used to be in a constant state of pain and soreness with my hand, and now only have that after a particularly long photographing/editing session. So maybe that's on my computer. One day of pain in a week instead of all 7 days with little to no reprieve was well worth making the changes. So she says difficult. So as you would expect someone capable of living in a perpetual state of burnout for 4 years, it is difficult to make changes. But I've always found it difficult to do them on the sly. So she's saying this loudly. So basically, it's like this. I think this will be here. Hopeful that I can rekindle my love for what I do here while giving myself more time to embrace and seek out the paths that currently bring me joy. So what I'm saying is her business, it's like her blog, getting the makeup. I think at one point it was probably given a lot to her. Getting this makeup, testing, so doing the photos, trying it on, writing about it. Her blog has ads and also affiliate codes and the community of the people that, like the makeup. So it seems to like a lot of girls for like the last 17 years, like this is like a dream life, right? This girl just like puts on lipstick. It looks like easy, and you love makeup. She loved it. But I'm saying, like, for some people, getting into something like that, where you take your initial love of makeup and the thrill that people are like enjoying, you're sharing with it, your love of it, and then it turns into like 80 hours a week job that she's not even enjoying for the last 4 years. So I think that can happen too. So even if you did like working in the bin store, even if you did like working in the restaurant, if at some point you don't, and that's everything, then you still could be in like a bad situation, because now the thing that you love turns to the thing that you hate. And I think that probably happens with people too.
Yeah, it's like the same routine, right? You get tired of.
I don't know, because I was thinking about myself the other day, because I said this to Pale, that time shows like the truth. Like when people are like faking and stuff, like I feel like in time you can see like I do this, obviously. My channels, like, they're not monetized at all. I don't like, but I'm here, and I think but here's another thing. I remember when I was saying and like when I was opening the thing and I was like dopamine, because I literally am trying to give myself dopamine from like rewards from like cleaning a little, like sleep. So, but I was saying I get the dopamine from hanging out with you guys, that it's good for my depression to have like so it's literally the opposite. It's literally recognizing it gives me actual joy chemicals that are healthy for me to do that, between like cleaning and everything. So I don't relate like with her, but I would imagine, yeah, I mean, if you're doing like a lot of editing, a lot of people, I think, outsource those type of jobs. Like if it's hurting your hands. So somebody that wants to like learn about editing or you know, because they might not want to do it forever and hurt their hands too. But yeah, I don't know. I don't edit. Like, I just post all my photos, like, and I mean, sometimes I'll make them like black and white, but so that might make it easier too. Again, focusing more on the things, you know, like with OnlyFans, they'll take like the 20% or whatever, but I'm like working on like a website, making like my my art and sharing it with you guys and everything. But behind the scenes, like they're working on the code and how to make software that can go live and, you know, big transfer stuff. Like, I don't know any of that. So, you know, I sort of am partnered with them, I guess, and that helps. Anyway. I just wanted to talk about, because you're always writing me like, you know, going to work, I miss you, and I think like if you're happy there, because I know you like have to lift a lot of things, and you always seem happy though.
Well,
I wish I could pack you a little lunch with chocolate chip cookies and like peanut butter jelly sandwiches, send you to work.
that would be nice.
not burn them. Is there anything that you want to say?
Well, before
Damn, I'm glad I didn't put this card. What the hell?
I would like to get into some of them games.
Yes.
Just
Do you want to do that movie game again?
Sure, we can do that.
All right, let's do one. I'm just looking for my my card that tells you the order to go in. I think it's okay. I thought it was like. Yes, it's right here. Okay. Okay. This is a reboot of Pirates of the Caribbean, starring this was we already did. Starring John Cena and Bill Murray. It's a giant monster movie set in a desert wasteland. Think Titanic meets Gandhi. Okay, so what is it called? Guys, who is Gandhi? Do you know who Gandhi is? I feel like it sounds familiar, but I don't like know who it is. Was he like president?
Gandhi was
Great to stand.
A monk.
Battle of the Sand Pirates. A monk?
Yeah, he was
I just feel like isn't he?
I can't remember exactly what kind of monk. Maybe I want to say Tibetan monk, but
I just feel like it was like really skinny. Didn't he look like E.T. a little? E.T. with glasses. Now, is he a pirate? Is John Cena playing Gandhi?
John Cena playing. Yeah, I think John Cena played a pirate.
Speaking of rappers, did you hear there? I think there was an arrest in the Tupac's murder, wasn't there? Like the other day.
Name slipped my mind.
Tupac Shakur murder suspect. Yeah, this guy was arrested.
I didn't read it up, but I saw like
This
a
guy.
post of.
Do you see that, Arthur? He shot Tupac. Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the guy I saw.
Okay, Gandhi. Hold on. Gandhi. Yeah, he looks a little like E.T.
Oh, and I'm trying to figure out what this movie will be.
Does he have any teeth? Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi was an Indian lawyer, anti-colonial nationalist. Blah, blah, blah. What the hell? So it's a lawyer pirate? Okay.
I can't do this.
Okay.
I got in my mind like pirate ships and.
Okay. So pitch me why this setting resonates with you personally. It's a desert wastelands. Pirates of the Caribbean.
Desert pirates. In the search of water.
Yeah, water. Like Waterworld.
I call it
Look at this. Pitch me the setting for the movie. As a gospel preacher who constantly asks, "Can I get an amen?"
that Gandhi might have a hand in that.
Yes. It's a giant monster movie too.
Okay, Sand Octopus.
Sand octopus, yeah, exactly.
Pulls people from snatching pirates and
But you know what though? That there wasn't there one dude like in Pirates of the Caribbean that he was like half octopus or something. I think he was like in the third one, right? He was like half squid.
Yeah, Davy Jones.
Davy Jones.
Yeah, I'm thinking Bill Murray. That's Davy Jones.
Okay, I'm still not getting it. Pitch me how your reboot is like these two movies combined. Titanic and Gandhi combined.
Okay, it's like Gandhi is speaking.
I'm just gonna ask Google, who is Gandhi? Can they narrow it down to me? Not Gandhi.
I think Gandhi's speaking his philosophy, and
Why is Gandhi important? Okay, creating a culture of peace, improving the effectiveness of non-violent non-cooperation, and drawing the world's attention to the gap between what we do and what we are capable of doing. I'm sorry, how can you have a non-violent giant monster movie? And they're kind of violent. So did he like talk to the monsters?
Yeah, he tells the monster, "I have to draw you." Then then suddenly the scene cuts to a monster posing on
Oh my god! You know what would be a great
on the
ending?
couch.
You know how Gandhi has like that robe thing? If like we have Gandhi go there to like talk to the octopus pirates and stuff, voiced by Bill Murray, and then Gandhi is like trying to negotiate peace, and then when they don't go with him, he's like, "I would like to have peace," and they're like, "No, give us all of your water and stuff." And then Gandhi like changes his accent to be like, very Arnold, very Terminator 2, and like takes out a machine gun. He's like, "That's it, bitch. I try to be peaceful." You know? And he's like the little raccoon and
I tell you what,
Guardians.
he,
Rock. Don't fuck with Gandhi. I can feel it.
maybe he transformed into John at that point.
Pacifist on this. What?
I don't know. That was a tough one.
You asked for it. Summer blockbuster.
That face person.
You know what though? Like, I don't even. Can you legally do like a movie like based on the Titanic or whatever? Isn't that copyright? You know, like in books. Oh, I got a kinky sex book today. Do you want me to read like a page from it? It came today.
Sure, okay. Hey, Chad, suck a lot of them out.
What? It was like completely. What?
Oh no, I'm just saying that was just saying how the chat's doing.
Okay. I was saying this because in the beginning of the book, and I didn't read it, but this part was shown on the ad when I was buying it. This is the part right here, this page, and it says, all rights reserved. No portion of this book may be reproduced in any form without written permission from the publisher, except by a magazine or newspaper reviewer. See, they didn't invent the internet yet when this kinky book was written. Who may quote brief passages as part of his printed review. So this dude is probably long dead. Maybe dead before I was born. And so I don't see him like coming after me still here, but that's why it's like I'll be reading it here, or I'll try to read it here. Whereas on the OnlyFans, it's more brief passages or other things. But I was gonna say, so because of that. Oh wait. Oh, and also this part is probably even more important. This top part here. All characters in this book are fictional, and any resemblance to persons living or dead is purely coincidental. Okay, so because of like those two, it's supposed to be like those two movies. I feel like you can't totally base on someone else's life. like I think there's like a rule about that or like a law about that or something because why else would you need to be like I'm not really talking about anyone in specific. Part of his review. What? Sexism? Oh yeah. It's like the word mailman. Anyway, I'll get to it. Did you have fun playing the game? You have made me think very I'm gonna have wild dreams about rattlesnakes and Gandhi tonight because of you. Gandhi killing the rattlesnakes in my desert wasteland.
This game really do something to the mind.
All right, my love. I love you.
I love you too.
Mwah. Should we have Jerry draw me life size as a cowboy and put it on the wall? With defamation cases, I mean, there must have been. And nothing is coming to mind, but there must have been. Based on good night, Arthur. Based on a book or some like a movie depiction, somebody must have sued at some point. One that they feel they need to write that. I mean, it must have even been before that, right? But then again, like, what about? Well, I guess if you're a public figure, can you? Because like I'm thinking of like Citizen Kane, and everyone knew that was like, well, like admittedly about her. So I think if you're a public figure, people can talk more shit about you. You know, like Marilyn Monroe, didn't like a whole lady write a whole made up book? What was that? Call again? What's that? Call again? I don't know why I did that again. Oh, that would be so weird if I died. And then... Hello.
How you doing?
You got through. Okay, Lindsay Lohan and GTA, yes, my curse, but I got tossed because parody. I got tons.
Yeah, you know my birthday's in 2 weeks.
I know. That's so exciting. Although,
Yeah.
you should celebrate like it's your birthday every day. Daryl has a birthday coming.
So, would it be right for me to call that Friday before my birthday because I won't be able to see you on my birthday?
Yeah, sure. That would be nice.
I just wanted to know because.
So how was you did something with to celebrate your grandfather? How was that?
It was okay. I mean, it was all right. I'm sorry it wasn't on there.
That's okay. We got to support your grandfathers. I wish I had still had grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
But I wish they were like cool grandparents and not like horrible. Like my grandmother was like a horrible bitch, you know? But some people like that they had like there was this post from what's her name? British makeup artist. Anyway, she was like, "Oh, celebrating our grandmother's makeup." My grandmother shaved her eyebrows and drew them on with a pencil.
Really?
Yeah. I want to celebrate that. That's weird. But I feel like people probably used to do that back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like if you watch like silent movies or something, I think they did that.
Yeah.
To look at
My
expressions.
My grandma was a tough cookie.
How so? Does she have a gun?
No, you wouldn't want to mess with her. Because she was brought up in Philly, and you had to be like that in order to survive.
So I bought this book, The Domineering Mistress, and I got like nothing came up about it, but I'm hoping it's like a dominant woman. It's kinky stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, have you ever had fantasy about being violated by a woman, being violently beaten, slapped,
Not really.
things put up in places? You didn't stop having birthdays because I'm sending you something if you're going to be home. Daryl paid me. Remember when I shared that Lionhead belt? And he paid me. He's like, I want it. I was like, but I have something better, so I'm going to send him the belt and something. I was like, send it to me for my birthday. I'm like, okay, I'll do that. October. I love October babies. Okay, so forward. Okay, are you ready? Are you ready for some sexy reading?
Yeah.
Burr owned a large restaurant, and he was wealthy. This is the forward, and respected in his community. I should be wearing those new shoes I ordered for reading this book as the dominating the mistress. Okay. He should have been a happy man, but he wasn't. His wife was beautiful. His children were loving. Bert wanted to have more erotic sex with his wife, but he was afraid that if he asked for it, she would turn him down. Bert, you coward pussy. I'm embracing my role. As a result, he acquired a mistress, a young blonde girl. Is this her with the boots of the bag and with the flowers? Whose name was Lynn. Lynn was willing to give him what he wanted, but there was a price tag attached. What? Was she a hooker? To it. She was selfish and domineering, but he didn't mind. He would do as she asked. Then something happened. He started to run out of money. She eat all the food in the restaurant. He knew that he would be able to make enough to get her all of the things that she wanted if he could own all of his restaurants. He owned about half of the place, but not enough to run it the way that he wanted. Not enough so that he could hand it over to a manager and live his own life. There were business deals to be made before he got what he had to have for Lynn. There was only one way to do it, but it meant that he would have to seduce his best friend's wife, break up their marriage. He would also have to cheat his friend by lying to him and causing him to sell his interest in the restaurants. There was another problem involved too. That was Bert's wife, Neva. Neva wasn't getting enough attention from her husband. He was never home. She didn't know where he was. She didn't know about his mistress, but she did know that their marriage lacked something, mainly his presence. She had been raised in an old-fashioned way, but she was desperate enough to try new things. And that meant that she might have to look for love and sex outside of her marriage. They both had big decisions to make. She had to decide how desperate she was, and he would have to decide how important his mistress was. They both made their choices in their own strange ways. Read on and see. So I'm hoping there's like kinky sex to be read about while I have my high heels and rub-a-dub-dubbing with my teddy bear and just enjoying the eroticism. I'm hoping she like beats the crap out of him. She's like, you better get me my money, bitch. Like Rihanna.
You better give her money.
This Lynn sounds like a hooker, but you know what? We're going to have fun reading about it.
There we go. I can't wait.
Also, we have that book too, but I thought we're going to sex it up. Oh my God, this already gets down and dirty in this chapter 1, like the first, like, I'm looking at the second paragraph, and these are dirty, dirty words. So you're gonna like this. We need the dark mistress outfits for that. Like, if you want to be with Lynn, she's gonna take these flowers. Like, what, flowers? That's all you got? Bend over, I'll shove these flowers up your ass. So, did you enjoy my reading to you from a dirty novel? More to come. So, do you want to play the movie game?
Sure.
Okay, let's play it. Hold on. Okay. This is a reboot of Saw. Wait, they have the Terminator, but I'm not doing Terminator. You got Saw.
Alright.
That would have been Terry. Okay, have you seen Saw?
I've seen one of them, yeah.
Okay, what's it about?
It's about somebody in a room where he can't escape. They have him hooked up to, maybe like a chainsaw or something. If he tries to move, it'll saw his leg off.
Oh, that sounds so romantic. Okay. It's a reboot of Saw, starring who the hell is Elliot Page? Do you know who that is? Okay. Okay. Instead of Elliot Page, Miley Cyrus. Okay.
Okay.
It's a reboot of starring Miley Cyrus and Melissa McCarthy. It's a psychedelic drug movie set in Chernobyl. Think Dumb and Dumber meets 50 Shades of Grey. Okay, what's it called? Pitch me. Go.
Dumb and Dumber
Mhm.
meets Saw, and they go to a store called 50 Shades of Grey.
So it's like those two movies, but it's a reboot of Saw.
Mm-hmm.
What's it called?
Saw meets 50 Shades of Grey.
What's a psychedelic drug movie?
Oh, man.
Okay, hold on. Let me look up some examples. I don't think I've seen any of these. Psychedelic. I don't even know what it's called. Psychedelic drug movie. Okay. Dosed. Haven't seen it. Have a Good Trip. Haven't seen it. Enter the Void. MK Ultra. Okay. The 20 greatest psychedelic films. Is that of all times? No, that's not drugs, though. Let's see. Psychedelic related movies. Stasis. Okay. I don't know if these would okay. Pink Floyd, The Wall, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
You ever see any of these? Altered States, Requiem for a Dream, Suspiria, Train Spotting, Enter the Void. Okay. We're gonna go with that. What did you say?
Okay.
Exit. Okay. How does this setting play a role in the climax of the story? So keep in mind, this is in Chernobyl.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what Chernobyl is?
Yeah.
Okay. So the setting, the climax. Okay, do you know what the climax is?
The settings of the.
So like usually there's like a 3-act structure.
Mm-hmm.
The climax is like the 3rd act. It's like a build up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me try to help. Okay. Okay, so Chernobyl, is it, let's see, do I want to do it during the nuclear fallout, after? Let's go during.
Okay.
Okay. Dumb and Dumber, 50 Shades of Grey. Okay. So Miley Cyrus and Melissa McCarthy are in a sexual relationship. But they're stupid. And who's dominant? I feel like Melissa McCarthy would be dominant over Miley.
That's what I would figure too.
Exactly. And I think Miley would be the most on drugs because it feels like, let's be honest, that's how she really is, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, so in Saw though, isn't there's like other people and
Yeah,
they're like
other
killing
people
them
in the
off?
same room.
Yeah.
There's same other people in the same room.
Yeah. Okay. So there's like other people and they're like trapped in Chernobyl, and it's like you think, oh, are they gonna get out in time? Because like Melissa McCarthy is like the Saw person and she's like killing them off. And then you find out when Miley is like remaining that they were doing this for like just like some sick sexual drug induced game. And then they all die in Chernobyl. And it's like, you know what? Chernobyl wasn't that bad because at least they died, you know?
Yeah.
And they're horrible people.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I like it.
She found what? Yeah. I don't really like Miley Cyrus. Do you like Miley Cyrus?
Yeah.
You know what? I like that song. She's like, "There's a party in the USA."
Yeah, I just heard that today.
Nodding my head like, yeah.
You can sing better than that.
I'll melt with you. No. Bill, no. Well, thank you for calling. Call me
You're
next week
welcome.
for your birthday call. I should get a
I
cake.
will.
I love you.
Love you too.
Mwah. All right, who's next? Do you want to play the game, pal? Do you want to call Terry and I can harass you about Spain and podcasts you've been listening to all day? I'll stop the world and move with you. It's actually a sweet song, though, right? You can't call? But why? Okay. Terry, do you want to call him? Let's see. I haven't seen John online. I think he said yesterday when he got in, he would call tomorrow after he watches the show, but I wonder if his sleeping is thrown off from the plane. But it's always nice to hear from John, too, and harass him personally. I don't see anything from him here, so. Wait. No. Should we threaten him with violence? John, you better call. Or you can call Terry. Either way. John, try calling on Signal. Wait, is this phone on? This one? Let's see. get the whip out. I do have a cabinet. All right, listen to this. Oh, where is he? You know, the thing is, being written from like a man's voice, though, it's like, I don't know how to make my voice sound like a man. Plus, but you have to imagine it's a man. So if it mentions like, make mention of like my dick, I don't actually have a dick. I didn't fully commit to this role. Okay. He was going to be late again. Bert was going to be late. Wait, so I'm a narrator, right? Because if I'm talking about Bert, so that I can be like the sexy British narrator, you know, I'm talking like an elderly British woman who's telling a tale. Wait, maybe not. So I'll just be me. I'll just be a horny woman reading slutty books from times past. This is before the internet, when people didn't have like, you know, videos of like the pizza guy coming over. They had to make books, okay? Sometimes they had to use like those like shadow puppets on the wall. Whatever it took. Okay. You also what? Okay. Bert was going to be late. Hours late. And in fact, he might not come home at all. Okay, but you have to imagine it like that. I'm going to turn until John or Terry calls. Hold on. Let's try that. Hey, hold on. Okay, let me get this. Should I grab my boots? Wow. Let's agree. In fact, he might not come home at all. Neva sat on the couch waiting for him, and she crossed and uncrossed her legs. She was growing impatience. Damn, between my cunt, she thought. Damn, that feeling between my legs. Why doesn't it just stop tingling and let me alone? Neva felt herself react to the view of the vacant driveway where Bert's car should have been long ago. Every bit of her female intuition shrieked at her to give up, to surrender. She stretched her body and tried to relax, but it was futile. There was that deep craving in the pit of her belly, that ache between her thighs, which was building and building. She thought that she would go mad with the lust torture that she was beginning to know. She had to do something for relief. Well, do you think you're going to like it? Wait till I get the shoes, too. Oh. I feel like I'm more of a Lynn, but I wouldn't be the mistress. But she's like in the boss time around. Be like, you little bitch. Like, yes and yes. It's kind of like the Elon book. X. I got to imagine Elon as a bird. No, don't do that. Elon is the type to see it. You don't really know that. I don't feel like he would be very good sexually, because in my view, I feel like sexually, like, would be like best, like, emotionally, like feeling loved and adored and feeling that, like, intimacy, like, that's how I imagine it. And I feel like he's like cold and heartless and has none of them. He's like a robot. You know, if you want to have sex with a robot, I mean, I'm sure it can be done. Let's see, what do you need that for? And actually, doesn't he like do that artificial insemination stuff? Like, doesn't he like probably not even like it? Just likes to like jerk off in a bottle and have the labs do that. Sex and seeing a dom different. Yeah, but it specifically said he's seeing Lynn because he doesn't have enough sex in his life. You know, and he like with his wife or something. He's like, my wife is beautiful, but I want more exciting sex. Oh, well, that F is lit. I'm just saying. If we're basing from the book, if it was Elon and Lynn, I don't see it. Actually, I don't even feel like when you think of Grimes, I don't really think of like sex pot either. I don't think like, yeah, I know. No, I don't want to see it. I have a safety word. It's just so weird looking. But not even just that. Like, I feel like people, like, you could have like a sensuality to people too. Like, even if it wasn't, you know, you don't have to be wearing, you know, a bikini in all your videos to just be like some generic the beer commercial sexy. That's not, but so you could have qualities like that, but I feel like she doesn't come off as a person that would enjoy sex. Like, I don't know. And not very smart. Yeah, I mean, when we get to this chapter on Sunday, like, that's going to be, I'm interested for like the details that he found out that you don't really know about, or like explain that one. And even the chemistry together. You don't like see a picture together where there looks like that chemistry of like, these are two people that, you know, passion happens together. No, I don't think so. You know, like if they were in a movie together, I'd be like, they don't have any chemistry, sorry. Your birthday 22 this month? A baby factory for him, I guess. She did the surrogate route, the last one, I think. And that is so strange to me. The surrogate thing. I think it just seems something icky about it. I don't know. Terry wrote me that I finished with a podcast talking about some woman that falsely accused this baseball player of assault and how it affected his career, etc. Some woman assault. It's like he's on a woman hating thing, and then he reminded him of like the book with like Amber Heard and stuff, and then he's gonna watch Sam Altman from OpenAI on the Joe Rogan Experience podcast. So I feel like Terry's not calling because he's like in like an anti-woman mood today. He's in the bro sphere. And what? It was about money and then we ought to change. He's facing allegations. Who? Who the Joe Rogan is? Or Sam Altman? Sister? Huh. Huh. His Sam Altman's sister. His sister accused him of what? What? I don't see anything coming up. More incest. Close to ew. What? Ew. What? What? Okay, let's see. Sam Altman. Do you think that like computer people are more like perverts than like the average people? I don't know. I mean, I just feel like some people like they're into like alien, space, monsters. Sam Altman's sister's tweet saying he sexually abused her, being flagged. Also being censored on Wikipedia. Okay. Nerds are hoes once they get money and power. What? I don't see anything. Okay. Okay. This is. I'm not 4 years old. Holy shit. With a 13-year-old brother climbing into my bed non-consensually anymore. You're welcome for helping you figure out your sexuality. I finally accepted that you've always been and always will be more scared of me than I've been of you. Annie wrote in a tweet. Sam Altman is the oldest of 4 children, has 2 brothers. Oh my god. I experienced sexual, physical, emotional, verbal, financial, and technological abuse from my biological siblings, mostly Sam Altman and some from Jack Altman. She posted 2 years ago. I feel strongly others have been abused by these perpetrators. I'm seeking people to join me in pursuing legal justice, safety for others in the future, and group healing. For 2 years, no one has read the tweet by Annie Altman. Oh my god. It may also hold our dad and grandma's trust. Him and my birth mother are still withholding from me knowing I started sex work for survival because of being sick and broke with a millionaire brother. Hmm. I, um, I mean, like, if, but is Alvin rich yet? But God, because like, on one hand, like, if just something happened, like, when he was 13 and she was 4, I don't think like that could be awful, but I feel like there are very degrees, and you're also still like a kid. Like, it's like it could be where it's like bad, but not like lifetime in jail bad. But then if it's also a sign like it just got worse and worse, and also does stuff for her financially and continues like to abuse her from when she was 4. But you know, because I feel like when I was 12, I think I was like 12 or 13, I used to play like this game with my neighbor, this girl, and we would play like a slave and master, and like she would want me to like chase her and trap her and like hold her down and stuff. And then there was time like I'd have to keep her like in a cage kind of thing. There wasn't like a real cage, so she had to try to escape. And like, yeah. But I feel like if I was like, if she was 12 and I was like 4, although 4, it's like, because that was like 7th grade, right? 6th grade. 4 would be like kindergarten. It's kind of a big, but if you didn't have anybody else to play with, I guess it'd be like, okay, you have to be like in this cage. You know what I mean? Like it would still be abusive, but I feel like, because I feel sometimes like being in poverty and stuff, like in certain situations you grow up with, like I know like a lot of people in like Appalachia stuff, they don't really know totally what's normal, like different ages like playing together and stuff, but they're just like, you know what you're doing, and you're like, you could be evil. I would have played with you. I still would. No, I mean, like that was fun. I'm just saying, like explaining that, like as an adult, people will be like, "That's weird." I don't know. The intention makes a big difference, yeah. But also, like I know, like because I consider myself to be more like childish, even like forever for like my age, like when I was like 18, I was still just like watching like Disney movies and like I never seen anything adults. It was like, so like even if other people would say like at that age like that's would be more normal, you know, didn't have a boyfriend and have like, you know, so I could see sometimes different. It's not like a certain development of how you are, you know. If you like you envision like this is what a 13-year-old is like, but you don't always know. Like there could be like 12-year-olds that would seem way more like experienced at some things than me at 18. Like, yeah, you don't know Flubber. No, I don't know Flubber. Terry, when you're in Spain, are you gonna bring up to? I'm assuming you're going to a beach because you sent me like emojis of like the beach. Are you gonna bring up to all the Spanish ladies and gentlemen about your uh, Andrew Tate podcasts? I feel like you shouldn't. You should dump all of your woman hating in England before you go, and assume an identity of like different when you're in Spain. You know, like how what's her name? Hillary Baldwin went to Mallorca, Spain, when she was an adult, like for vacation, and decided she was now Spanish, and she was gonna be like, how you say cucumber? How you say cuco? And you're gonna come back forgetting how to be. It was about business and news of the day. You would have played with me, but you wouldn't play with me now. Fine. It's like, you want to not call me so that I'll continue to read that sex novel, but I'm not going to until we're done with the other book. I'm sneak previewing it, and you already saw the shoes that are coming. I think they shipped them already. Terry said that he had to go because they made him take vacation days, so how long are you gonna be gone? Like a week? Will you check in with us and send us photos of what do they eat in Spain? Like giant caterpillars, like on a stick. I hear in other countries they eat caterpillars. They're like meaty. They're like big and roasted. I mean, I don't really know anything about Spain, but almost 3 date nights. 3? Are you going to be gone for 3 weeks? Yeah, right. You're not going to have internet, you liar. You liar. You would die without having your mail podcasts. It'll be too late. What are you talking about? So what are you going to be doing for 3 weeks? How can you even afford a hotel for 3 weeks? Are they like cheap there? I feel like I couldn't even afford a Motel 6 for 3 weeks. If you can go to Spain and get served martinis by the pool. Getting a suntan. What to do in Spain? Discover Spain. Looks like crap. I hate, like, they have these countries, they always show, like, these old buildings. Like, oh, what am I thinking? I'm thinking Rome. Like, whenever they show Rome, I'm always like, hello, have you ever heard of construction? Like, it looks like decaying. It's like, if New York looked like that, crumbling infrastructure, you would be like, oh, come here and see these buildings falling apart. It's like, but they always do that in like these countries. They showcase these like buildings and that look like they're in tatters. Okay. The 15 best things to do in Spain. Well tried. Top attractions. Basilica de la Sagrada Familia. It just looks like some old building. Just an old building. It probably smells musty. Parque del Retiro. I feel like a lot of the stuff is in Spanish too. Grotto National Museum. This is what Terry's going to be doing. He's going to be staring at this. He's going to be slack-jawed staring at this for an hour. And then after an hour has gone by, he's going to go look at this. You're gonna ask Terry, Terry, what did you do all day? It's like I stared at these like weird, like spherical balls and contemplated life. I always had this thing, like, when I was up into maybe in like high school age, I thought like I wanted to be traveled. Like I got these books at the library of like Paris, like these thick ones with like all these places. And I told myself like I wanted to go there and stuff, go to this place. But I had thought about it later, and it was like, you know why I wanted to do that? Was because I thought it would like impress people. Like I thought it would give me like legitimacy like rich people get, where they seem like it's something like to brag about. I think I had noticed that like wealthier people would do that. And so I thought it would get me power, like respect. Not power in a way over someone, but power because I was always so like poor and mistreated, had nothing, that I thought if I could say that, and it's like that was the only reason, to feel like you want to go somewhere so that other people would treat you less bad later, like in your life. Like that is a horrible reason, but it really made me think I don't actually really want that. It was like some better treatment if I had, like, thinking about if I had that, like when you're younger, you don't have things you consider, like if I had like these like brand name clothes, like if I had like Abercrombie clothes, then maybe I wouldn't get treated so bad as wearing like my aunt's old clothes. It's not that you really like those things, it's just that that's what you see as being not, being treated so bad. I am going for the sun. Why don't you come here for the rattlesnakes? I got plenty. Yeah, it's just a bunch of old buildings. I feel like though in the UK, don't people like remember when we were reading about Elon and his wife a couple times that Tallulah, and they were going to like these castles and places. I feel like that's the attraction, right? In England, is like old castles because it makes women feel like fancy. Like I used to see like female bloggers, they would go there, and I kind of wanted to do that too. Like the cherry blossom girl, Alex McCord. But she might have had a connection to why she could do that. But like, oh, I'm in Versailles. But again, I think it's like, give me respect. Here's a picture of me in a castle. I've done cool things. But I'd rather just like make my own life like a castle. Like pantyhose everywhere. Castles are boring. And they look cold. It's like a lot to clean. And there's just okay, so like look at this. I think people straight up just want to go here, like because it's old. But like in any other place, like if this was like our White House, you'd be like, that's a shithole. Like it's falling apart, And by the way, in the Colosseum, isn't that where they used to like kill people and like have them fight like tigers? It's not something to be proud of. Oh, you've been to a castle? I remember saying it to like Pale one night, and I was like, "What's so great about going to Europe?" And he said he'd been to Europe, and I was like, "Really?" Because I just would always think if you had, it's something you would brag about, but he never did, except when I asked him, and he said, "Yeah, like, have you ever been?" Yeah, actually. Like, oh, okay. Because it's just, When I was growing up, people would just always brag about that. Like my mom's boyfriend's brother's wife's daughter. That's sort of, but I didn't know that many people, and that was one that I kind of knew. It was always Brett. Okay, who's gonna be with me tomorrow? Terry, before he goes away. Hopefully, the rest of you. You will? Okay. We'll have to make it a real splash. And I had a great time last time. Why would you keep saying that? What if you're up and you can't sleep and you're missing me like crazy and you want to talk to me about like what to do about your sunburn in Spain and be like, I burned my butthole. I was showing off my arse to the Spanish ladies and I got a sunburn on my arse. What do I do? And be like, I have experience with this. Some aloe. You do something cool. Sour cream even. E20. I know, because you've been working a lot lately. You would build a castle, like sand castle. Oh, you're making me nervous. Well, there's John's back in town. Although he made it too when he was away. Hi, how are you doing? I'm a little bit hungry. Gonna have to take a shower probably. And why are you nervous? I get nervous that you'll forget about me. And you'll never come back. And because I've had that happen to people that have said, like, this one person said, you inspired me to clean. And then they never came back. It was just like, that sucks. Like, I think Joel, like, when I lost my mom, I wished, like, Joel was around because he lost his mom. But he wasn't around anymore. So, there's that. I'll tell you what. I don't know what to do about Fila, like, when my sister comes. I know she can't bring her dog, Hugo. That was my mom's dog. So I'm thinking I'm really going to have to get her a muzzle and just try to, like, slowly introduce that, you know? Because I can't have anything happen to my sister when she comes for Christmas. And so that's, like, in the back of my mind. Like, what do I do about that? Why don't you start an OnlyFans in Spain? Why don't you start masturbating on the beach? With salt in your ween. With jellyfish. Twist my arm and I might what? Well, you know what, Terry? You go out a lot. Like you're driving, you're out a lot. I am not good like with people. Like my first thing is to be like terrified. But you, maybe that's because you drink a lot. Like maybe you'll go to Spain and you'll start hitting the Coronas or whatever it is, people. I'm just going by like the commercials. They used to have like a beach and there would be like a Corona in a bucket or something. I don't know. Because that way people drink on the beach. And that would make you less afraid of like talking to people. I don't know. What is your talent? Oh, I am multi-talented. Okay, I could do this. I can fit like my whole foot in my mouth. It's a super talent. I thought about auditioning for America's Got Talent, but then it's like the world ain't ready. Top model princess. Well, you know what I thought about doing? Going to like a really, really fancy store, like a Saks, and see like their holiday collection and like makeup and stuff. Because I know I wouldn't be tempted to buy anything. Because one, I couldn't. Like I just couldn't afford a stapler there. But also, you know, I'm like obsessed with like getting it cheaper so I can be like, well, I'm also very like likely to like ruin things by accident. So I can't just buy like an expensive sweater and I expect I'm not going to ruin said sweater like immediately, you know? Like there was this, you ever heard of this Baba sweaters? Because Hannah always posted and bought like a ton of them. And they're like, I don't know, like $800 sweaters for a fucking sweater made of wool. And like, I'm like, no way. No, I don't care if I had Taylor Swift money. I couldn't do that. It would be like destroyed. I can't help it. You know, like when you're a baby and you had like a bib to eat like your num nums? Like for me, I'm still like that, except I don't like the bib isn't like my thing. So it's just like a mess. Like, so that sucks. For 800. I have 2 wardrobes full. Yeah, and I think they're hold on. Are they made to order sizes? Okay, Baba clothing. Let's see. And this Baba, that's probably from the sheep, right? That's the first time it occurred to me. I think. Wear forever. Oh, here we go. Like, look at this. You ever hear that? Fun. It'd be like, I'm gonna have this sweater, and I'll have it for like my entire lifetime. And I'm just like, really? Like that one fucking sweater? You're like, I'm gonna take this out. Like every winter, my knits. And also, she just had a baby. Wouldn't you be worried that your baby would like vomit on it or something? Look at them. I like what about that screams, yeah, I put my life savings on that. I would work for a month for that and then have like no food or whatever, because like you know, they're very expensive, but I don't know what people like her. And they are starving. Moths just entered the drawings of me. Thank you. Have you ever heard of Chung Lee? Because this letter, he wrote, that, if I still have the other cuff, and then I have the Chun Li costume, that I could like dress up as that, and you'd be like, you will look so hot like that. So, you want to draw me as that? I'm thinking of doing that with the cuffs. She's a character from Mortal Kombat. Oh. Street Fighter. I just think I would get bored of just like wearing that same like sweater every day. You know, also. So, and also I would just wear it, you know. So, but anyway, I was thinking, that it would be fun to go like, and you know what I was even thinking is, I don't even know what I would wear. And I know it's stupid to say that, like where to go to a store and not buy anything. But you know, like when Julia Roberts goes in Pretty Woman to like the expensive store, and she's like, it's very expensive. Please leave. Like, I just feel like I would get treated like that if I wore like any of my clothes. Like, what do I have that I could wear that they would not say, please leave? Like this Powerpuff Girls shirt. Please leave. So, this guacamole apron. No. I want to look up. Yes, I want to look like a 1980s sophisticated lady. I want shoulder pads. Either that, or I just like a hooker with a blonde wig. Probably no boots. Yeah. Do you guys think that Julia Roberts was pretty? Like, not like, of course, like everybody is beautiful, but what I mean is like, okay, did you ever think that Carrie Fisher was hot? You know, Carrie Fisher from Star Wars? Thank you, Bob. Because sometimes I look at them and I'm like, sometimes I think, like, you know, the actress Kate Beckinsale, she was put in Pearl Harbor because Michael Bay thought the women wouldn't be jealous of her. Like, they wouldn't think she was too, like, pretty or attractive. And so I wonder, though, if, like, Julia Roberts, like, if they're kind of similar, like, to get the women out, maybe, like, you're not looking for, like, the most pretty woman. Yeah, because Kate Beckinsale is actually known, you know, for one thing, for her beauty. And she's, like, gotten more and more beautiful. Like, yeah. That movie was, well, I hadn't seen it, but I just knew that. Hot number. Okay, Kate Beckinsale, Pearl Harbor. Okay. Okay. So, like, here. Like a little done up with a, what would Pearl Harbor, that'd be like 1940s styling. Like, but yeah, it's the pretty that they thought like women wouldn't think, oh, I'm watching this in the theater with my boyfriend and I'm like jealous of her because she's not like good looking. She's not all that in a bag of Fritos. Anyway, I wonder if like Julia Roberts is kind of that way, and Carrie Fisher, like, I never saw. And I don't like to be like just like shit talk like dead people or anything. I'm just trying to say, because as women, you kind of will get compared to those people. I did dress up as the slave Leia before, as a request, but yeah, like even her most glamorous, iconic, it wasn't like make your girlfriend jealous. You know, like this woman is like the hottest woman, you know? She was talented, though. Her mother was talented. Her mother was quite beautiful. Alcoholism. Oh, yeah. No, but I mean, like, if you were a woman, would you be like, how dare you watch a movie with this slut in it? How dare you? Like, I don't even know, like, why was she hired for this? Was she, like, work for cheap or something? Well, her mom wasn't in the business. And her dad, too, I think, so. But do all men have, like, a fetish of like having their partner dress up like this, like do the buns and then disrobe and be like, "Save me, Luke," or whatever. Have you done weird stuff? What? No. Nepotism. There is like, I think that's true of like, if you notice like on YouTube even, the people that would get popular, like beauty gurus or like with women, they're not like that like threatening. You know, usually it's like, you know, even like Martha Stewart, like Martha Stewart was always very good looking, but I think she had to be more like button up, you know, when as she's gotten like older and was more like family centric, you know, presentation. But she's always seemed wild, and even now, like she's good looking, and she was in her 80s. But I think she couldn't be like walking around in her pantyhose and be like, "Yeah, why don't you lick this frosting off my feet?" You know, Martha's in charge now. People will be like, "Get this off. What is this, Cinemax? Our kids are going to be home from school. What are you watching?" She sells peacocks? What? Smoking with Sanu. I feel like the women, though, they'll get hot for anything. They'll get hot for, like, Dr. Phil. Like, even, like, especially if they're, like, married and they seem, like, really, like, that's, like fantasy material. Like, if they were your husbands and they're, like, loved you like that, you know? Like, I bet you women be, like, jerking it to, like, these like, TV preachers and stuff with, like, the fake grin. But, like, men, I don't know if they do, you know, they pull it to the female TV preacher ladies. I mean, I've never been a man, but I just don't know if that's, like, a, you know, like, a thing. What? Star Trek uniform? What are you on? I'm just like, I know. Like, whenever a woman comes in, they come in my chat and oh, hi. And then they're like, I hate you. Once I had like one female fan and it turned out to be a man impersonating a woman. Women hate me. And it'll be like, I would be embarrassed if people like could see my body, you know? And I'm just kind of in my mind, I'm like, I bet. I mean, like, not everybody can look like me. Nobody said life was fair. Sorry. Self-protection. But that's, I mean, that's how they treated like a Marilyn Monroe, you know, in her time. She wasn't like respected by women back then at all. Only after she was dead. So yeah, if it's a woman in like a big blockbuster picture, I don't think it's like because they're like the best for that. AI big on Marilyn, but I always wanted to be like have my in the like big screen. But I guess if you guys have big screens at home, I could kind of be. I could be right now. Although I did hear that if your TV is like really really big, that it's like less enjoyable than you would think, or maybe it depends on where you're seated. She was in leather. Terry, stop jerking off to cartoons. Can't compare it to leather cartoons. What are you going to do to see a real woman with freckles and scars and 3 nipples? I think that jealousy, like, I think that's why people hate on Meghan Markle. And I feel like Kate Middleton, they don't hate on her as much because she looks miserable. Like, she doesn't look like she's enjoying her life at all. And I think people respect that. But with, like, Meghan Markle, I think people are like, she looks like she wants to be happy. No. That's not how we do things around here. For 3 rips, watch Total Recall. Let's. Didn't promise what? Far enough back, yeah. I hear that Taylor Swift is going to be having like a concert movie, but I'm like kind of mad because I feel like she copied me with the friendship bracelets. I know, but I do feel like, because remember when I did all the friendship bracelets for you guys, and like nobody was doing that. You guys were like, "What is that?" And like, like with the letters and the little, and then for her concert, like, "Oh, I'm gonna do friendship bracelets." Like, stop copying me. Did you see that new Sphere in Vegas for still good? But I think her movie's really expensive to go see, so I don't feel like going to see it. Looks pretty cool. Blade Runner vibes. Terry, do you know what you're going to do for Halloween yet? Or are you still going to be in Spain? You are sweet, and what does it say? Did it say cussed girl? Oh dear. Are you Indian? Prikasha. Do Indians have computers now? When I was growing up, like, Indian people's, like, I don't know, they didn't have things like now, So it's hard for me to communicate. Everybody be having computers now. Chinese, the Europeans, not all of them, but a lot of them. Yeah, he is for sure. Where are you? Okay, I'll give you 3 clues. Rattlesnakes are here. And also, I was going to say what my state bird is, but I don't know my state bird. What is my state bird? Do you guys know? Is it like a bald eagle? Okay, hold on. Okay, I have on my state flag, there's like a bear. I don't know if there's like in multiple states do that. Okay. And also, you don't know. Oh, okay. But it's also known as the Golden State. Windmills, yeah. Hi, from Florida. What? Yeah, Terry, why don't you go to India and like help the poor people? So you're going to Spain. I bet it'd be cheaper you're going to India too. Produce capital of the world. Thank you, Daryl. Too long a flight is my excuse. The California quail. So, is there anything you guys want to watch tonight? I have to take a shower, but is anything like on Netflix? Anything new? Paley usually knows like what's new. I heard Netflix is gonna like raise their prices. I don't even know like who has what anymore. Like, it turns out I don't even have Hulu right now. Like, I could sign up again if like something pop my interest, but watched Beckham documentary series. That's fine because I was not planning on watching that. In fact, I didn't even know that was a thing. Oh, it was really good. I always been saying his name is Beckman. Unless it's like, I was gonna say spelled out, but even if it's spelled out, sometimes I say that. But if I see him on like a TV, it's like, oh, that's that Beckman. He was married to like that lady with like the like boy's haircut. Isn't his son married to like somebody now? Somebody famous. I'm gonna keep doing this like it's an airport until I figure out what it is. What? His wife was a Spice Girl. The greatest musical group of all time. Better than the Beatles, really. Brooklyn. Because that's where he was. Like, I don't need to know every time his name is said that that's where his parents chose that they were not going to do anal that night. Okay. Or if they did, it was, round 2 or something, Either that or there was a cleaning in between, and then I don't need to know that. Okay. The Daily Mail. Rebecca Lewis breaks her silence after David Beckham and his wife, Victoria, spoke about their alleged affair for the first time in Netflix documentary. I don't know who this woman is. She looks very unfortunate, but he has neck tattoos. Neck tattoos? I mean, she was the nanny. It's always the nanny. It doesn't matter how ugly they are. Look at Schwarzenegger. Oh, she was at the game. Tosh doing anal? Oh my god. I mean, if it's good, maybe I'll check it out if I can't think of anything else. I don't know. I feel like if he's cheated on her, does she cheat on him? Or like, is it like a British thing that the women just stay no matter how miserable they are? It's like with Princess Diana. They were like, you just stay and be miserable. But it's like a British thing to do, right? Didn't they used to say, like, close your eyes and think of England? Like, when you're supposed to be, like, making love, think about doing it for your country. Like, no, just a dumb thing to do. Yeah. They address the cheating story, but not too deeply. Well, I know people will say, like, some people will say that, right? Like, if you are married to like a basketball player, they'd be like, they're all cheating. If you date somebody that does the sports, they cheat. What about the WNBA? Do all those ladies cheat? I doubt it. But they say, like, people that play soccer, like, really? First of all, your career, what does it have? Like a 3-year maximum that you're going to be kicking around that ball? And then what? You know what I mean? And then it's like, so you think you want to, like, you know, this is why I told you, a lot of people that are athletes that do like a lot of like high paying like sports, they still go broke. It's because they knock up women and they have like multiple kids, and then you have like the child support, you have like, and I mean, it can be very expensive, where it's like being like solid, faithful, like, why not just, but then people would be like, men are only as faithful as their options. Like, some men, yes, like, they will fuck a toothless, like, fat walrus down the street, homeless, with nothing but like an empty, like, rickety shopping cart missing a wheel and like half a bottle of vodka mixed with spit, and be like, hey, you looking good, sonny. I'm like, all right, bend over. Like, if it's an option. But would most men do that? Just like, hey, I'm a soccer player. Toothless Wanda over here. How could I say no? Like, I don't know. I'm just. It was a brutal what? Like, what is your self-esteem like that? When I think about Tiger Woods, it's like, what is your self-esteem? Like, you know what they say about, like, with some women, they're being people pleasers and they can't say no? I feel like Tiger Woods was like that. Like, if they asked nicely, like, that's all it. Like, you couldn't say no. You didn't want to hurt their feelings. It was brutal treatment. He got hell for that. They blamed him for losing the World Cup. I assume that's like an important thing, I guess. Tiger. I just think maybe sometimes people look more attractive in like a confined situation. You know, like Bill Clinton and like that fat intern, like Lipinski or whatever. It's like, I don't think you would have done that if like it wasn't around like all like the ugly people that are like, you know, in the government that are like, you know what I mean, like Dianne Feinstein and stuff. And it's like, okay, so by comparison, this looks like a good idea. But like other, you know, people get bored in their jobs too. Big into sports. The PR guys. Oh yeah, I know who that is. Do you know like Fisher Stevens? Didn't he date like Michelle Pfeiffer or something, and then he cheated on her? And it's like, oh yeah, whenever I look at him, I'm like, ugh. Yeah, he cheated on her. raw. Okay. Like really bad too. Like yeah, like it's alright. He looked like that and dated Michelle Pfeiffer in the 90s. But started dating in 1989. They first meet. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Something about here we go. Listen to this. Pfeiffer called off their 3-year bi-coastal relationship this summer. This is from the 90s, like 93 or something. Some supermarket tabloids have said it was because Stevens was caught smooching with a 17-year-old high school senior, Jamie Golightly, who played an extra in the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Yeah, so you can look like that and still cheat on Michelle Pfeiffer. What the hell? Sorry, Blake. All right. Well, I'm going to get something to eat. I love you so much. Mwah.